Okay. I'm going to need lots of help today. You're lucky. I really, when I walked in and I saw most weren't being productive, I really had that evil thought of I'm just going to make everyone -1. But I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let go of that evil thought. I'm going to let go of it. We're just all at 0, and we're going to have to work real hard to get some points today. Just saying smart things, not going to be enough. We're going to have to work real hard. Okay, I need you to have out not only your math workshop, but we were working problems yesterday in our notes. It was 1-6. We had done the top 4. We have not done the bottom 4. We need to do the bottom 4. It's 1-6. Okay, Travis, before you ask me all the questions, let me say all my words. Okay, test is Friday. Already got the study guide. There is at least one in the room who's thinking on it with the study guide. You don't have to be on it. You have all my class period tomorrow. But it would be smart to go ahead and have some of them done. That way Eric could say, hey, I'm stuck on number 17. Can you help me? And then I would help him. Otherwise, tomorrow's his thing of him working on the study guide. If he gets the study guide done and already has it done, I'm that kind of a person who'll go ahead and let him look at the key, though, just so you know. But everyone, I'm going to post the key tomorrow afternoon regardless. Everyone, I'm going to post the key tomorrow afternoon regardless. However, Mason wants to keep his points, so his group's going to at least fake like they're productive tomorrow because he would like to get his points. Hopefully he is for real productive because there's a test on Friday. The test goes in the 60% category. The study guide goes in the 30% category. Seriously, all you have to do is do it. Turn it in the day of the test. Not that hard. Yes, it's on the back of the 1-6 notes. The study guide was on the back of the 1-6 notes. Okay, 2 days ago, or really you weren't really here 2 days ago. So last Friday we had a homework assignment. It was page 14 in the notes. Some people just haven't shown it to me. I'm pretty sure they have it done. It was 1 through 15 odd. When I get done rambling, I'm going to look and call you out if you're missing that. I'm also going to call you out if you're still missing that 1-4 and 1-5 checkpoint. Most of us got it done yesterday, but yesterday was rough in here because of the fire drill and everything. So I'm going to say it. If you did last night's workbook homework of page 11, 9 through 14, good for you. When I get done rambling, if there's not a line, come show it to me. We'll get you a point. Otherwise, do not frantically be that person working on it right now. I don't care. You're going to have plenty of time at the end of class. Tonight's assignment is the same from the workbook, but it's a different page. It's the next page. There was something else I was supposed to say, but I don't know. I'm dying to hear Travis's question. Yes, dear? Oh, that's what you're already prepped to answer. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's see. We have, I know what I was going to say. We have 4 math workshop questions we're going to do today and 4 examples. And then I'm done. I'm done talking. There's no more new stuff because we have a test on Friday, so all the new stuff's about to be done with. But once I get done rambling, you know your group can still gain or lose points. My goodness. Okay, Travis is super excited. He wanted to go ahead and volunteer for number 7. Go ahead, Travis. Okay, let's see. 7 squared minus 7, that is 49 minus 7, which is 42, so your group may have a point. Yes, Abby Grace, you're wanting to volunteer for number 8. 4, let's see. 10 minus 2 plus 2 squared. Well, that's going to be 10 minus 2 plus 4, which is 10 minus 6, which really is 4, so Abby Grace, your group can add a point. Are there any questions on 7 or 8? Then 9 and 10 is where all the real points are about to happen. Real points are happening on 9 and 10. I thought we were trying to be overachievers, so you knew we were doing 7 through 10 today. I got some like squinty. You should already have 7 through 10 at least looked at. 11 and 12 would be smart to go ahead and look out for tomorrow. Travis, he's about to lose you a point for distracting me. Can you tell me you want to tell me the x-intercept, Travis? Okay, I'm just going to put 4, but he is correct. Technically, the ordered pair is 4, 0. I'm just going to put 4, and I'm going to let someone else tell me that y-intercept. Yes, dear?
3.
Okay, yes. So it is at 3, but if we're wanting to be particular, it is at 0, 3. We don't, and you can have a point for that, for telling me 3. Okay, and then we want to know the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So what does that mean? That slope, yeah. What is slope-intercept form? Yes, dear? Say it again. That is the formula for slope, yes. That's not slope-intercept. Travis, I heard you say it. Go ahead and say it again. Okay, so your group can have your point for that. Now, Abby Grace's group is going ahead and calculating that M, which is terrific. So if they want to continue that thought and go ahead and calculate the M, that would be a great idea. Okay, so we know that the B is 3. So I know it's y equals something. We got to figure that out. X plus 3. I need someone to calculate the slope and tell me what the slope is. Yes, dear?
3 over 4. Well, would it be negative 3 over negative 4?
We'll give you the point, but it should be negative 3 over 4, like Travis was saying.
So we get a point too?
No. If we're saying a negative thing, my gosh.
You corrected it.
Yeah.
Everyone can look at it.
You want to lose points now? Okay. Abby Grace, did y'all count or did you actually calculate? Okay. So there are 2 ways that we can figure out the slope as a general reminder. The easiest way to me is counting. So rise over run means we're going up, and then up or down, and then left or right. So if we're going up, I would go up 1, 2, 3. And then since I need to go to the left 4, left is negative land, so I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4 negative wise. So it is negative 3 over 4. Now for those of us who don't like that, it's hard to read that. For those of us who don't like just counting and want to actually use a formula, Abby Grace said earlier, first the slope formula was y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Since we've already given these points ordered pairs, we could plug them in and say 0 minus 3 over 4 minus 0. And I still end up getting negative 3 over 4. It doesn't matter if you put the negative sign in the numerator or the denominator. I know that's what your question is. Is that what your question was? It doesn't matter if the negative sign's in the numerator or the denominator. In fact, I tend to put it closer to the numerator. Okay. Okay, and then can someone tell me what standard form is? Standard form. That's pi. Can someone tell me standard form of a line? It starts with an A.
That's Pythagorean.
What standard form of a line? The equation for it. You got about 10 seconds, and I'm taking my own point. That's clear here. Okay, it's my point. It is ax plus by equals c. Now, let's be honest. Why are we doing this math workshop? Clearly the next chapter is going to involve graphing and lines, stuff you're already supposed to know. I can forgive you if you've forgotten standard form. Really can. Can't forgive you for forgetting slope-intercept, x-intercept, or y-intercept. That's kind of unforgivable. Those are things. So A, B, and C you should have been able to do easily on your own. Part D, y'all, I kind of sort of understand. However, I taught Algebra 1 last year, so there's no one in here who took me, or else I'd be calling you out, because that's where we spent a lot of time on standard form, so you should have remembered it. Now, since you didn't, you're not going to know shortcuts to get to it. So the easiest thing we could do is to rearrange our other equations. So we had this in slope-intercept form, and we're trying to get standard form, so we need x and y on one side, the number on the other. So I'm going to add 3/4 x to both sides, and I would have 3/4 x plus y equals 3. So it looks like I got x, y, and a number. So you're going to say, hey, we're done. But you're forgetting there were specific rules in standard form. It had to be a pretty number in front of that a. It can't be a fraction. So we're actually going to have to multiply everybody by 4. And our final answer is going to be 3x plus 4y equals 12. So I should go back up to the top. 3x plus 4y equals 12. Now, again, I don't actually expect you to remember all that at the moment. But what's cool to notice is that our x-intercept is the number that was in front of the y. Our y-intercept is the number that was in front of the x. So there is definitely a correlation between our x and y-intercepts and standard form. Okay, are there any questions on 9? Then I'm going to pick on 10 because there are some groups that need to talk because they've got no points. So table 1, do y'all want to volunteer for the x-intercept or the y-intercept?
Yeah, I got x-intercept.
What is it?
-5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is -5, 0. So that's -5. Table 4, would y'all like to volunteer for the y-intercept? That's you, Eric. Would y'all like to volunteer for the y-intercept? It's not crossing at 7. Okay.
Good try.
So you can have your point. That way you can at least have a point today. And that's at, if you taunt people, I will take points from you. Yeah, I'm at 0.5. Taunt. Oh, Lord Jesus, I cannot explain things today. It was a joke. Please have sarcasm today. Okay, so again, we've got y equals mx plus b. I know that for slope-intercepts, I know that my b is at 5, so it's something x plus 5. I need to figure out that m. What is the slope of this line?
-5.
It is table 3. You can have your point. Every table except table. No, I'm not going to do that because she put it down. I'm going to let it go. I'll let it go. Okay, for those of us who like to calculate, I could have counted up and over, and it would have been up 5 and over 5, so 5 over 5 is 1. Or if you're a formula person, again, I could have done m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is how Travis was getting minus 0, geez Louise, which is how Travis was getting -5 over -5, which is still just positive 1. You and I both know we don't actually write the 1 though, so I should put y equals x plus 5. Okay, for a point, can you tell me the standard form of this line? No, but that was a good guess. Can someone else tell me the standard form of this line? Yes, dear.
1x minus y is equal to -5.
And you get 2 points for that. Okay, let's explain why he gets 2 points for that, for those of us who are curious, because that seems like a lot. Okay, so we had this. We subtracted x, and we would have had -x plus y equals 5. I did not tell Brady this next part. This is how he got an extra point out of me. You were just supposed to know and remember from that previous life that a has to be a pretty number, cannot be a negative. So he realized, hey, that a is an ugly number, cannot happen. I need to multiply everyone by -1 and get x minus y equals -5. I did not tell Brady to do that. Every other class period I've had to give that hint, so that's how Brady got 2 points out of me. He already knew that a had to be a pretty number. Now, good for him for remembering that. Do I expect everyone to remember that? No. Again, at the moment, x-intercept, y-intercept, for the love slope, and slope-intercept. If you've forgotten standard, I can let it go for now. That's why we're practicing it with Math Workshop. Okay, are there any questions about the math workshop today? 11 and 12 are tomorrow. If you're worried about your group and your points and stuff, go ahead and get 11 and 12 done so you can volunteer tomorrow. Okay, as for the notes, we only have 4 problems. That's the good news. The bad news is if there's a most missed question on our latest checkpoint, it would definitely be the absolute value question. As a gentle reminder, if this problem read absolute value z equals 8, we would have 2 options of z equal to positive 8, and we would also have the option of z equal to negative 8. Just a gentle reminder, absolute value problems are supposed to have 2 answers. 2 answers. Now, a few days ago, when we worked on our notes, we had a problem with 0, and we talked about there wasn't a positive and negative 0. That's why that specific problem had 1 answer. But I don't see any zeros on our paper today. So every problem is going to have 2 answers for the love. If Eric does not have 2 answers for every problem, especially these inequality absolute values, his graph's going to be wrong, his answer's going to be wrong, everything's just going to be wrong, and it's going to be hard for me to give him points. Okay. The good news is, today is just as easy as when it was like this and an equal to sign, even though it's an inequality. There are still going to be 2 cases. There's still going to be a z and a positive 8. There's still going to be a z and a negative 8. But since it's not equal to, of course, life gets a little more complicated. For the first one, life is normal. But for that second option with the negative, we actually flip the inequality sign. So let me say that again. First option is like I just erased the bars. Z greater than negative 8. Looks exactly like our problem, but with no bars. That second option, with that negative version though, we flip that inequality sign. That's why I'm even writing it in a different color. We flip the sign. A lot of us missed flipping the sign on our checkpoint. Please, we got to get it. That's why we did the checkpoint, to get it together before this test happens. Okay, I'm going to not write any more words. I'm going to go straight to my graph. I'm getting really lazy today. I'm like you. The more problems I do, the lazier I get. So, negative 8, stuff, positive 8. Looks good. It's got the 2 numbers I need on it. So you don't have the stuff in between. I got some boys smiling because they're like, yeah, that's my kind of, that's I can do. Girls are like, no, it needs to be perfect, but it's going to be okay. Okay, I put my circles, negative 8 and positive 8. Then what? Color them in, and then what? I get that, and then what? For the z greater than or equal to 8, I shade to the, and then the z, no one help him. Z less than or equal to negative 8, you shade to the, and then you can have a point because you helped me with 2 different parts. Although Lyric was over here trying to help, and so was Travis. I put that one too close. Sorry for my ugly graph on that one. Okay, this looks similar to problems we worked yesterday. It looks similar to number 2 and number... We worked 2 problems like this yesterday. It looks similar to number 2 and number 3. And what word was used on 2 and 3? Or. Every group can have a point. So really, this is an or problem. In fact, if I were to write my answer, I would say Z is, I didn't want to put the negative person first, so less than or equal to negative 8, or Z is greater than or equal to 8. Just like yesterday, we have an or graph where it's okay, our answer's down here, okay if our answer's up there, just not okay if our answer's in between. For instance, 0, not an answer. Negative 7, not an answer. Are there any questions on number 5? Besides, why is my graph so ugly? And that is because I'm getting lazy. Okay, we go to number 6. And we're going to do the same thing, but some of us make life too complicated. I still have 2 cases. I still have 4t minus 3 is less than or equal to 7. For my other case, I have 4t minus 3. I change my sign, so instead of less than or equal to, it's going to be greater than or equal to, and then I put that -7. There are some people in the room trying to make life too complicated. They would have changed the inside part. They would have said it's 4t plus 3. You don't get to change anything inside those bars. If it was blue monkey, you put blue monkey less than or equal to 7. Blue monkey, flip the side, the negative version. Whatever is inside, you don't get to change its sign. So I know you're mad at that -3, but it was inside the bar, so you don't get to change it. Okay, and then again we have our less than, our positive version, and then with our negative version we flip that inequality. Okay, for your group to get a point, can you go ahead and solve the left one and tell me in a fraction what my answer is?
5/2.
And that's how your group gets a point. You already know what I'm going to be looking for. Travis, you're still in on my joy today. So if no one else can get it faster. Yes, dear.
So if there's like 2 numbers that lead from the right, so there's like 3 numbers on the other side. Do you change them to negative or positive? They're not in there.
3 numbers on the other side,
Yeah.
like 7 plus 3 plus 5.
Yeah.
You would go ahead and handle it. The way on that checkpoint, you were supposed to add 5 first before dealing with the 2 cases. Do you know what I'm talking? Does anyone have their checkpoint still? I can hold it in my hand. Drea does. Thank you. Okay. Checkpoint from the other day. First thing we had to do was add 5. Our goal is always to be bars, symbol, number. If you don't have bar, symbol, number, don't start thinking about those 2 cases. Yes. So if it was like 2 plus 5, already over here, I would go ahead and handle it. And do 2 plus 5 is 7. You're never going to have a case where it's not bars, symbol, and just a regular old ordinary number. Now, you might get to a fancier class after this that might have like an I, so like 3 plus I, and so you do 3 plus I and 3 minus I. But we're going to have to shoot a trig. You're asking a pre-cal level question, Travis. But no, that's a legit question. Yes, he is smart. He is very smart. Okay, Jessica help me. And I had this, which is 4t is less than or equal to 10. 10 over 4, it reduces to 5 over 2. That was good. Okay, while me and Travis were on our side rant, someone in some other group finished the second one. Yes, dear. Okay, what did you get for the final thing? Yes, and you group can have a point. Okay, I add 3, I have 4t is greater than or equal to -4. When you divide by 4, you get t is greater than or equal to -1. Travis, that was a good question. I can't wait till you get to the word bit then. You're going to ask me another good question then. I'm excited. Okay, so from here, I don't put the word or. I go ahead and do my graph. It's just smarter that way. Like I said, I'm getting lazy with my graph, so I might put -2 this time. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then I can stop. Where does 5 over 2 fall on this graph? It's 2.5, so it's going to be over here, and you can have a point for that. So that's where 5 over 2 is. I also put a circle at -1. I need to fill in both of these because I've got a less than or equal to and a greater than or equal to. So I've got to fill in both my bubbles. And then this is where I start getting a little nervous because it says t is greater than or equal to -1, so I start shading to the right. And then I'm like, I'm headed towards my other dot. That makes me nervous. So again, I'm looking at this inequality. I know that means I'm supposed to shade to the right, and I start shading, and I'm heading towards my other dot, and I feel like, oh crap. So then I read my other inequality, and it says less than, which is to the left, and then I feel better. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to shade the middle region. That was what was supposed to happen. So this doesn't look like 2 and 3 from yesterday. This looks like 1 or 4. Okay, in fact, we can combine our inequalities. And if you're trying to impress me, you could add this to your test. It is not necessary to get all of your points, but it would impress me to make this one giant compound statement that says negative 1 is less than or equal to t, and t is less than or equal to 5 over 2. Do you have to put the thing in the box? No. But that is impressive that you recognize that, hey, our answer is between negative 1 and 5 over 2. Okay, and then yesterday, Lord knows, there was a fire drill, and I was distracted like you, so my ADHD kicked in, and I forgot to say some words that I need to say. With absolute value problems and with compound inequalities, our solutions are either ands or ors. So if we were politically correct, we would add the word and. Even if you weren't cool enough to write this statement, at least I can read the word and somewhere on your paper when the graph looks like this. So if I were to go back in time to number 4 and number 1 from yesterday, I would add the word and. Because with us, it's either an and or an or problem. Ors are the two ends, and are the middle chunk. It's the easiest way to explain that. That's my yes, sir. Okay, and then we've only got 2 problems left, and I swear we're going to fly through them. With someone from a group that's been very quiet today that I'm staring at currently, like to help me set up number 7. I have another person who's been very quiet trying to volunteer, or else I would continue to stare at you. Yes, ma'am. Can you set up the 2 things for me? No, can you tell me the two versions? Like I'm supposed to do this and I'm supposed to do that. Don't change it yet. Okay, tell me the other one. Yes, and it's, yes. Okay, you can have a point. It's less than negative 14. We only changed the sign on the second one. Okay, someone who's already solved want to tell me what the first one's supposed to be? Yes, Eric? Yes. So you subtract 5. You get 3v is greater than 9. You divide by 3. You get v is greater than 3. I agree with that. Can someone tell me what the other one is supposed to be? Fraction, please. Yes, ma'am. And you get a point for that. So I have 3v is less than negative 19. I divide by 3. It's not a pretty number. I get less than negative 19 over 3. Just for those of us who have to know the decimal, can someone tell me for the love of the decimal? Yes, dear. And you can have the point. I'm just going to put negative 16. You can have the point. Okay, again, we really need to decide if this is an and or an or. But I don't decide until I graph it. The graph tells me what it really is. So I'm making a really ugly quick graph. I know I need to have the number 3. And I know I need to go to at least negative 6. So 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. I should have just kept on going. Okay, and I've got negative 6.3 is somewhere in here. I don't fill it in. Positive 3 is over here. I don't fill it in. You've already shaded because you're smarter than me and you're faster than me. What did you decide? Is it an and or an or? Who said it? Table 5 can have the point. We said v is greater than 3, so we shaded to the right. V is less than the negative 19 over 3, so we shaded to the left. So we actually found out it's an or problem, so you probably weren't as lazy as me, but I'm getting super lazy. I'm going to circle the 2 answers and put the word or in between. Okay, yes, dear. Say a word. Say words again. Oh, he's volunteering for number 8. Does anyone have any questions on number 7? Lyric, were you trying to volunteer for number 8 as well?
Yeah, we can go ahead.
We might not need you to save the day. I'm hoping one of you knows. Okay, is everyone good with number 7 so I can move on? Okay, we can go to number 8. I'm interested in hearing your answer.
Do you want me to just say my overall answer, or?
No, go ahead and tell me what you did.
Okay. First, I ended up with 2R plus 7 is less than 1.
Uh-huh.
The second one would be 2R plus 7 is greater than positive.
And he would be completely correct. He is following the correct procedure and doing the right things. I'm sure he kept on going and life was beautiful-ish. What happened when you graphed it?
After my bracket,
Mm-hmm.
they went in 2 separate directions. They didn't really.
So you had 2R is less than -8, so R is less than -4. And then you subtracted and you ended up with R is greater than -3. Interesting. 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 Yes, dear?
Since you get a -3, should you swap, flip to R is greater than?
That's a good question. I'm still waiting for someone to save the day.
Less than, okay.
Or that's a good question. I'm still waiting for someone to save the day and save us from all of this misery. But that is a good, legit question. If you think a little longer, you'll be on the right track. She's on the right track, and I swear there's one on the. I'm giving away all my answers in live. Somebody
Do you just
with the
make
brain,
one line?
who has a brain and remembers everything we've talked about with absolute value, tell me what was going on with this problem.
Oh, it's wrong because you have a negative.
I was about to say.
And your group can have a point, but let's be honest, Miss Compton gave that to you. So Xavier is working hard over there, and he actually doesn't have to. He has been duped. Let's discuss how he's been duped. Okay. We're trying to say that whatever we put inside these bars is going to be less than -1. But let's be honest. If we get 14 from the bars, that's not less than -1. 14 is not less than -1. Or if we end up getting -7 in the bars, well, that's not less than -1. +7 is not less than -1. So again, we've got to be careful with absolute values and negatives, because an absolute value is not ever equal to a negative, no, but it's definitely not less than a negative either. So we've got to be very careful. If there is a no solution one on the test, I swear I'll spot it with my eyes before you do it, and I'll say, hey guys, there's a no solution problem on this test. I will give you that this one time. However, Drea is going to break my heart if she goes around putting no solution everywhere. She needs to be positive it is a no solution one before she writes those 2 words. She doesn't just need to be lazy and put those 2 words for fun and kicks and giggles. Yes, dear.
Okay, can you explain why it's no solution in a simple way, because that does not help her.
Okay, you see my 2 numbers?
Yes.
+14, is that less than -1? No. Is -7 less than -1? I mean, once we do the bars, is it less than -1? So any number you think of to plug in, it's always not going to be less than -1. You're not going to think of a number to plug in to make this true. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. The bars make everybody positive, right?
Yes.
So there is a way for this positive thing to be less than a negative number.
No.
No. And that's all. There's no way this positive thing can be less than this negative number. Absolute value is a heartbreaker. Okay, you have things to work on. Let me call out who's missing what and stop my recording. Table 1, how many points did y'all end up with?